What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we are going to talk about the illusion orthogonal dotted lines sway illusion. So this is a powerful example of how our vision system interprets motion, even though the image is static. Many people will look at this illusion and they see that the dotted lines are swaying or sliding, especially when they move their eyes gently to look at it from a different angle. This illusion was developed and analyzed by vision scientist Michael Bach, and it belongs to the family of relative motion illusions. So hope you guys enjoy and explain how this kind of works. All right, so on this website that is made by Michael Bach, there is 154 illusions, and the one that we are going to dive into is this one right here. All right, so at first glance, you can kind of see that these dots are kind of shifting and moving and kind of like vibrating in a way, but these dots are actually stationed, like they don't move, and they are they're not moving, but they may look like they're wobbling, sliding, or swaying. But this illusion works better when you are in a dark environment, or if you're not as close to the screen. You can see this illusion working a little better. We have it shake right here, and there's a bunch of tabs on this side screen and a bunch of information about this illusion. You can change the color and all that stuff, which is pretty cool. Well, maybe. And there we go. Change the color if we want, and the degree of the center square right there. But let's just talk about what this illusion is pretty much. So orthogonal dotted line sway illusion occurs when dotted lines are arranged at orthogonal angles, which means they're at 90 degrees. You can see that all of these dots are at 90 degrees, and the dots shift or appear offset related to the background. So also, small eye movements or image motion create the perception of smooth swaying. So even though nothing is actually moving, your brain interprets the pattern as it is moving. Why this illusion works. So we're going to get into the neuroscience explanation. So first off, motion detectors in the brain respond to local changes. What this means is your visual system contains neurons tuned to specific directions of motion. When the dots shift or when your eyes move slightly, these neurons fire as if line segments are moving. Okay. All right. Second point. The brain interrogates motion locally, not globally. So Michael Bach's research shows that this illusion is best explained by motion interrogation. The brain combines many small local motion signals into a signal global interpretation. When these signals conflict, the brain soothes them into a sway look. The third point is that eye movements amplify the illusion. So the tiny involuntary eye movements act like temporary molecules. They create slight shifts in the dots positions of the retinal, which the brain thinks as a motion. And then this mechanism is similar to the Ouchie illusion. And I'll kind of look that up and I'll show you what that is. So this is the Ouchie illusion. And this is where motion is persuades because the visual system eliminates motion perpendicular to edges and struggles with patterns are orthogonal. So that means that these lines are at an angle like this, and that's why this illusion kind of works with the eyes. But if it was perpendicular up and down, you wouldn't get the shaking effect. And finally, why this illusion kind of works is because the visual system prefers smooth, continuous motion. Your eyes don't like a lot of movement. Instead of perceiving small, distinct jumps, the brain fills in the gaps with a continuous wave-like motion because this is more stable interpretation. So, in summary, the orthogonal dotted line sway illusion works because of a few things in your visual system get tricked at the same time. First, those tiny dots right here, those movements fire up motion detectors in your brain. Then the vertical and horizontal patterns, like I said right here, send mixed signals that don't quite line up. And then your eye movements make the whole thing even stronger. And then to make sense of all that confusion, your brain just creates a smooth wave motion that isn't really there. Like I said in the beginning, this is a still image, and if you tilt your head or look at it from a different angle, it looks like it's swaying or moving back and forth, kind of like this. In the end, this illusion shows how your visual system is always trying to blend motion together, predict what's happening, and keep things stable, even when actual input is kind of a mess. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video of this illusion.